Guest on Craig Kilborn, Chelsea Lately, and Carson Daly. And he's a guy who got to play his uncle on his Big Brother's autobiographical sitcom, Everybody Hates Chris. We've had him on our show before and really had a great conversation. Tony Rock is also one of the top stand-up comics going and headlines all legendary clubs in New York and L.A., as well as making occasional excursions to top venues in other cities, such as the Parlor Live in Bellevue, and he's back. For tickets to a performance tonight or tomorrow, link to parlorlive.com at bobrivers.com. Tony Rock, welcome to the Bob Rivers.
Yes, sir. How are you? Good to be back.
We were talking about, like, not just one brother, but we were talking about how many brothers you have. You have seven
brothers, yes.
Counting yourself, or do
No,
you?
not counting myself.
8 boys.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
Eight
And everybody always asks, are you guys close? Like, does anybody have 8 good friends? Like, no. Nobody has 8 best friends. It's like, same thing with siblings. It's like 2 or 3.
Are there any 8 men where several of them aren't fighting?
Yeah. It's
Period.
Like
Yeah.
2 or 3 you're really close with. The rest is like, hey, where's my money?
Yeah. Don't they say that to Chris more than they say it to you?
Yeah. No, he says that to us more than we say that to him.
Yeah, he lent it. He wears it back.
Right.
No sisters?
2 sisters.
Okay.
They got 2 sisters. That's what I was saying.
Oh.
Catholic,
Yeah.
which we've been through before. And Catholic families frequently try to balance it up. Like, you'll have one girl, you'll have one boy. Oh, good, they're even.
Right.
And then you'll have 2 boys and go, well, we're going to need to try 2 more times so we can get 2 girls. And it's almost like gambling. You keep going to the machine, and you get way in the hole.
4.
Yeah, my dad was boy. All right, we got to get a girl.
You got to get a girl. Oh, so he was just shooting for the one girl to break the streak.
Yeah.
And then he had 2.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You got to love it.
Yeah. Tell me about your sisters.
My sisters are the
Are
best.
they in comedy either?
My baby
Is
brother.
it just you and Chris?
No, my baby brother, my youngest brother,
Okay.
is in comedy as well. His
All right.
name is
Was it
Jordan.
him we interviewed, or did we've talked to
we
you
talked-
before?
No, it was him. It was
Tony.
me. It was me.
It was you. Okay.
Yeah.
But you have 3 comics in the family.
Yes, 3 professional, but everybody's funny.
3 out of 8.
Yes.
All smartasses. Only
Everybody,
3 are doing it for a
everybody
living.
could be a comic. Yes.
Everyone in every Rock
Every
brother is born
single
with the Rock
sibling could be-
DNA. It's
yes.
like Mick Jagger has 16 brothers, and every one of them go, "Shit!" They could all sing. Okay. And the 3 that chose to be in comedy,
Yes. Myself, Chris, and Jordan.
Jordan. Are you better than Jordan?
Jordan's 22 years old, so I have more life experience than Jordan. But he's
Further
really,
along.
He's really good, and he's going to be good. He just has that young guy
Yeah.
mentality. He wants everything right now.
Does everybody mentor everybody?
Yes, we do.
That's cool.
Yes, yeah. It's a process. It's a nurture. It's like a farm team. You have to play your way through the system and into the ranks. My brother's the coach. He would be the coach, and I'm like the.
Now, when you're in town, do you all live in the same area?
No,
or
no,
They're
no.
scattered across the country.
California, Atlanta, South Carolina, Brooklyn, Pennsylvania, Jersey,
Wow.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Is that a court-ordered thing that you're all so far apart?
I think my mother did that. My mother's like, I don't want you guys. Once you leave this house, I want you to never talk to each other again. Okay.
It's like bears. They all need their own territory.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. And that's interesting. Some people stay in what's the word for the neighborhood.
Neighborhood,
Right.
yeah.
Or hood, if you will. Some people stay in the same place and never move away. Like, when I go back to Connecticut, there's a lot of people that just we all within 10 months.
when I go to the old neighborhood, it's still like
Still a
guys
lot of
that,
people.
Like,
Same
it's the
crews.
same room. It's like,
Yep.
what are you doing? You're 42 years old. What are you doing?
Actually, most people do that. I was reading a study about that most people don't leave like 5 miles from where they were born, which is a shock to the people in this room, of course, because none of us.
Yeah, because we're all adventurers like you.
Well, this
Yeah.
is the West. It's a little different.
I'm California. I'm
right.
born and raised in Brooklyn, but I live in LA.
How about your folks? Are your folks still where they raised their family?
My parents are from South Carolina. My father passed, but my mother moved back to South Carolina after everybody kind of grew up and got out the house.
Gotcha.
She was like, I'm going to go back to
Back to her.
where I know.
Yeah.
And then my sister wanted to stay close to her, so she's in my baby sister. She's in Charlotte. She's like maybe
Now-
3-hour drive away.
I understand you're going to do something this weekend that could be terrible or could be good, depending on
What hat you wear?
what you're doing. If you're going to see the Yankees, you'll probably have a great time. If you're going to see the Mariners, they're in
No,
a terrible slump.
I'm just going to see baseball. I'm a Mets fan.
Okay. Oh, so it's
so
all
I love
Yeah.
you.
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's generic to
I'm
you.
a Mets fan. I just like baseball. And whenever I'm in a city performing, if there's a sporting event, I try to check it out. And it just so happens there's a 1:00 game, so
neat.
I can make it.
You'll have it's a beautiful stadium,
Right.
and there'll be baseball.
I'll enjoy the aesthetics, the smell of the grass and the people
That's the
cheering.
greatest.
But yeah,
I got to ask a question because we had this game the other night, as a baseball fan, Joe was obviously disappointed his team lost. It was 14 innings, and you may have heard about the game.
Oh, yeah.
16 innings. It was
Yeah.
it
5
broke-
hours, 42 minutes.
At
you
one
there?
point,
Yeah.
at one point, there was what inning? There was a 5-run deficit, and the Mariners had pretty much lost the game.
Hit a grand slam in the bottom of the
14th
to
inning,
come back.
and they tied it up. So everybody
Wow.
who's still with them gets excited, but then they go on several more innings to ultimately lose by 2 runs. Now, Joe, the next day, said, "That's it. I'm done with the Mariners. I will never give them another nickel of my money," et cetera. So he swore off of them.
Well, not forever, but for this season. I'm cutting my losses
In the season.
I always give up on them at
Now-
some point, but it's usually well after the All-Star break.
The argument I made is, as a baseball fan, didn't you just, even though it was a horror movie, and ultimately the hero died, didn't you enjoy that experience?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you go for? Wouldn't
Yeah.
you say that?
I
Tony?
definitely agree. I think, you know what, to really enjoy sports, if you don't have a team, if you don't root for any team, you can really enjoy it. But whenever you have like a vested interest in a team and it hurts you when they lose,
Yeah.
that's when you don't really.
And
That's
you
the
felt
thing.
that as a Mets fan too.
Yeah.
felt
So
that
I want the Mets to be good so bad, but I know every year it's like I should just not root for anybody.
Well, it was
just so I can
1986
enjoy.
once.
Hey, yeah, I was 10.
It started to hurt a little too much. I mean, I feel so good today. They got killed last night. I don't really care.
That didn't bother you.
Now I'm
A
not.
bludgeoning is okay.
I'm not watching the day-to-day. You know, I mean, I'd love to get.
Yeah, now you
have
can
them
really enjoy it now. 'cause-
Now I can enjoy not, having to think that much about
Right.
it. I can jump back on if they get hot, but now I don't have to look at it every day.
Yeah.
You are, let's see, what are you up to? You are, you're in a play, does it say? Pedro wrote he was on a play.
I was
plane. You misspelled you wrote play. You were,
I did do a play. I did a play before.
Did you?
Yeah.
Not with Nate Robinson, though.
No.
He was on a plane with
I
Nate
was-
That's where the
Robinson.
confusion comes in.
Oh, is that what? Yeah, because I was telling him earlier.
Let's send our worst English-speaking patron to go talk to Tony Rock and see how it goes.
I flew up yesterday from L.A. and Nate was on the plane with me.
No kidding.
And then we're walking on. I'm walking on behind him, and I'm like sizing him up. Like, wait a minute, we're like the same height. How does this guy jump so high? Like, I think I'm actually taller than this guy.
No kidding.
He needs to be investigated for performance-enhancing drugs or something. This guy,
He needs to be investigating for heels.
he
right?
jumps out the gym. He can jump out the building. I'm
Can
like,
you?
awesome.
Hey, in NBA, can you wear lifts? Can you wear sneakers with like lifts?
that should be
Sure, you
that's the
could.
next
Could be an
investigation.
investigation.
Yeah.
You ever see Flubber? It's the greatest. Yeah. No,
That's the next
Nate's is an
investigation.
amazing individual.
Is that
Yeah.
fun with you? Do you fly first class? I imagine Chris flies first class everywhere he goes.
Oh, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you fly
I
sometimes?
fly. I'm like whatever's the cheapest. I don't care. It's like,
you
when
don't
I'm flying across country, I have to fly first class.
So was
I can't
Nate in
take that.
first class?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 3 rows behind him. I'm like,
Yeah.
just like this guy's exactly the same height.
So
as
do you
me. I
speak?
can't
Do you
believe it.
say hi?
Yeah, we spoke. We
Yeah.
spoke. Yeah.
That's cool.
He said he might come to a show, and he's like, "What are you doing up here?" And we chopped it up.
What was he doing here?
He's from here.
He's from here.
He
right?
lives
Yeah.
here.
He's from-
UW, yeah,
Yeah.
man, local treasure.
Jamal Crawford's from here as well.
Yep, Jamal went to Rainier Beach, I think.
Now, you're at the Parlor this weekend?
Yes, we actually had the first show last night.
Okay. Oh, you came in on Thursday.
Yeah, 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. Fly back down Sunday.
All right.
Back to work.
Tony Rock. And your brother, you don't mind ask about your brother.
Not at all. Not at
Your
all.
brother is in a new movie, but I understand it sucks.
Well, I haven't seen it. I cannot
Pedro
confirm
told me
nor
it
deny.
sucks, which is it's a horrible thing to say, but he put it down on this sheet.
Oh no, I don't doubt it. He's been in a couple of movies that suck, so I don't.
It's okay.
It's good. It's more for me. Like I just have more to joke about next time we around each other.
Okay, and he's cool about that, right?
Oh no, he knows when he does a movie that sucks. We don't hold back in my house. It's
Is there anybody else in this movie that?
Grown Ups too? It's Sandler, Spade, Kevin James, my brother.
That sounds
Tim
like a great
Meadows.
movie. I would go see it just because I love all those people.
Yeah, the first one was pretty
First
good.
was
First one was
fantastic.
pretty good. But like I was telling the producer,
Pedro.
Adam Sandler's made a career off of playing a child his whole life. He's just a guy that refuses. Billy Madison and Big Daddy.
Happy
he's
And
just-
he
It
has
worked
to
out
go
well
in.
a couple
All
of
of them.
times. A couple
Yeah.
of them were gems.
He
you
hasn't
know?
had a good
It's
review in this.
hit or a huge miss.
Yeah,
Huge miss.
but even the huge misses, he makes money, right?
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
one he
yeah.
makes money on. So I just watched the Richard Pryor documentary on
Oh,
Showtime.
Mythologic.
It was great, man.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah, I loved it.
And
I loved it.
he made some really good movies, and he made some really bad
Really
movies.
bad
Really
movies, yeah.
bad movies.
I just saw Brewster's Millions again. It's a great movie. No, it's not. It's horrible. Hey, as a kid in a big family of, Bob said you're Catholic, you're a religious family, right? How do you listen to Richard Pryor records when you're in that house? I mean, we had to hide them.
We
in
would
my house.
we would sneak. That's how
Yeah.
my first introduction to stand-up comedy was. I would sneak and listen to Richard Pryor albums.
Oh, yeah,
my
me
parents
too.
weren't home, and then go to school the next day and tell all the jokes
Oh.
and get in trouble
Yep.
because I was cursing. And just like I thought I was Richard Pryor. I'm on the back of the school bus, like, okay, everybody,
doing,
you ready?
doing the bits, yeah.
So white people.
I appreciate when you got to stop.
Uh-oh. Did you
Vampire
ever,
in Brooklyn, my
did you ever
favorite
try
bit
to
of
light
all
yourself
time.
on fire and give it away that way? too?
No.
I've seen yours, the match. It's Richard Pryor.
You ever write a joke and say, this sounds more like my brother. I can't do this joke because it's not in my voice.
No,
No, I'll take it. I'll steal it.
I write a joke sometimes, and I think it's to maybe Richard Pryor, to Eddie Murphy-ish, but not my brother. No.
Tony Rock. Tony, always great to see you. Visit us
Always a
anytime
pleasure.
you're in town.
Always a pleasure.
Folks, it's a true wonderful show with Tony Rock. The Parlor tonight and tomorrow, 7:30 and 10 o'clock. Stop by. Tell him we sent you. All the information's at BobRivers.com.